Teams and SharePoint, what is the connection between these two Microsoft 365 products? We'll see in this video. So, when I created a Teams group, you know that Teams is made for collaboration. You can send messages to your colleagues, share meeting notes, but most importantly, you can share files. Therefore, the tab called Files, which is located at the top of each group within Microsoft Teams, allows you to easily add folders, create new files, or upload existing files from your computer. You should know that all these files end up on a SharePoint online site. In fact, every time a Teams group is created, a SharePoint online site is also created underneath it to both store files and enable the Teams group to have many other features, such as the creation of channels, tags, and many other things.
Wait a moment. I'll steal 10 seconds to introduce myself. I am one of the Microsoft most valuable professionals, and on this channel, you will find tons of technical videos to keep you updated on all Microsoft 365 technologies, from SharePoint to Teams to Microsoft 365 Copilot. Subscribe then to see the new updates.
We understand that a Teams group is linked to a SharePoint site because every time I open the Files tab within a group, I have the ability to open exactly the same content of documents and folders within SharePoint. There is actually a button that allows me to open this document folder within SharePoint. Here it is. Clearly, if I create any new content in SharePoint, this content is also reflected in Teams. Obviously, I need to refresh the interface. Here is my new folder. And conversely, if I create content in Teams, this content is also reflected in SharePoint. SharePoint also gives us the ability within the group to perform searches, use all its document management features such as version control, check-in and check-out, metadata, and so on. And this is the first integration that Teams has with SharePoint. The second is this, namely the ability to insert quick access to the intranet within Teams. This is to ensure that colleagues can quickly have private chats with their peers and collaborate in collaboration groups, but without changing the navigation context. They can also access the intranet created on SharePoint Online. This way, they can see all communications, applications, calendar events, key initiatives, perform searches, and so on. This integration is nothing more than the installation of one of the Microsoft Viva modules called Viva Connection, which allows us to connect the intranet created on SharePoint Online with Microsoft Teams. But this is not the only way to have a button in Teams that gives us access to a SharePoint Online site. Absolutely not. We have the ability to insert any icon that refers to any SharePoint Online site, with the only requirement being that the site must be a communication site. So when you have created it, you need to create a site with a communication template. Once this is done by writing a single code file, which means you need to involve a programmer, it is possible to add an icon within this navigation area or an icon that will be available within the Teams applications in the area built for your organization. Here, as you can see, there are examples that lead to specific SharePoint Online pages. This is very useful because it allows me to maintain navigation to company content for people within a single tool, which is Teams, which is very useful. Teams, in addition to its collaboration features, is truly a central hub for functionalities and content. These were the two basic options we have for basically integrating SharePoint with Teams. There is another one that is possible with automations. Automations created both with the Power Platform, specifically Power Automate in our case, and also with custom solutions. An example is our push notifications that come from the Intranet portal. Intranet AI has a tool that allows real-time notifications to be published whenever a communication is added within the Intranet portal. This is our way of keeping people updated when there are new contents on the portal. Otherwise, people would have to access the intranet every time to see if there were new contents. Clearly, this is a facilitation. This integration is possible thanks to the Microsoft Teams APIs, which allow push notifications to be sent to all users in the company or to specific groups of people. These were all the possible interactions that can occur between SharePoint and Microsoft Teams. See you next time.